Good evening, this is GCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ninghui Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. Commemorations of 37 Rising Day of Kuki National Front held. Kotu vehemently condemns the continual attack by VBIG to Kuki villages. SC directs state government to increase financial aid to UPSC candidates traveling from disturbed areas. IMD forecasts isolated heavy rainfall over Manipur for the next few days. News in detail. In the backdrop of the ongoing ethnic and political upheaval between the minority Kuki-Zo tribal Christian community and the majoritarian Meitei community, which has surpassed beyond 12 months, the Kuki National Front, one of the leading constituents spearheading the Kuki-Zo political negotiations with the government of India, commemorates its 37 years long struggle for political emancipation for the Kuki-Zo community from the clutches of nepotism and tyranny of the majoritarian community. The Kuki National Front, KNF, reiterated its stance for separate administrations in the form of Union Territory, UT, with legislations from the kindred tribes of all the Kuki-Zo community in the northeastern states of India. It is also pertinent to mention that the Kuki-Zo were compelled to resort to armed struggle to defend and protect themselves from the atrocities and aggressions by erstwhile NSC and IM in the mid-1990s. And thus, the new era of political movement began under the aegis of Kuki National Front, KNF. And in the year 2008, the Kuki National Front, KNF, signed peace accord, suspensions of operations with the government of India under the tripartite agreement for lasting political solutions for all kindred tribes of Kuki-Zo. The Kuki National Front, KNF, reaffirmed its commitment towards protecting and defending its people from any physical aggressions or atrocities by anyone on its 37th Rising Day. Furthermore, the organization's KNF emphasizes the relevance of buffer zones and urges all stakeholders to respect this mechanism of deterrence instituted by the Home Ministry between the two geographical divides, the hills occupied by the Kuki-Zo and the valley predominantly occupied by the Meitei community. Therefore, the Kuki National Front, KNF, on its solemn occasions commemorating 37 Rising Day, declares its readiness to respond decisively against the trespassers crossing the buffer zones to harm or attack areas dominated by the Kuki-Zo. The organization finally appeals to its people to remain steadfast in prayers, faith in the constitutions and judiciary. New government will be formed come June with new administrations, but our demand for separate administrations will linger on. Eventually, democracy will champion over tyranny. Justice will prevail over lawlessness. It is freedom when we can call a place our town, our world. For there will be no peace without any political solutions for the Kuki-Zo. The KNO or KNF also released a congratulatory note which reads, on the 37th Rising Day of KNO or KNFMC, the Kuki National Organizations and all its constituents extend warmest felicitations. May the good Lord continue to bless KNO or KNFMC in all their entire endeavor to serve our people. The Committee on Tribal Unity vehemently condemns yesterday's evening incident where a combined team of VBIGs and Arambai Tingle attacked the Kuki-Zo village, namely Kamu and Mongklam under Cycle Division, Kangpokpi at around 5 p.m. The committee is also perturbed at a relentless display of political dominance by the Meitei VBIGs and armed militias by trespassing the buffer zones, which was instituted by the Honorable Home Minister as a boundary between the two geographical divides, the hills and the valley.
Oh, Menglava. Ai chả chỉ mấy cái chai mỗi bunker gì. Mỗi bunker gì mấy chai. Liệt thuận nó cặp chân mấy. Đi. Hay mình xí đâu. Mình đi làm ra.
Therefore, this unprovoked attack against the minority Kuki-Zo tribal community over and over again by the majoritarian Meitei community is nothing but a blatant disregard of the Home Ministry's instructions and to vent their frustrations against their delusional idea of being a Manipuri. In a rare order, the Supreme Court on Monday directed the Manipur government to pay Rs 3,000 per day to civil services aspirants from its violence-hit hill districts to travel outside the state to appear in the UPSC civil services examinations on May 26th. In a special hearing at 6:50 p.m., a bench comprising Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra took note of the grievances of the civil service aspirants from hill districts of the state who have opted for examination centers outside Manipur over safety concerns. The persons who are presently residing in hill districts and apply for the UPSC examinations shall be paid Rs 3,000 per day, so as to enable such candidates to travel outside the state to attend the examinations. Any candidate desirous of obtaining these benefits should indicate the nodal officer where they are currently staying on the email address as provided in this order, it said. The top court was hearing a plea on behalf of 140 students seeking transfer of examination centers outside Manipur. During the proceedings, it transpired that the state government was asked by the High Court to give Rs 1,500 to those who have opted for an examination center outside Manipur. While it was not practical to arrange transport for others, the allowance was increased from 1,500. We are of view that the contempt order by AC is increased to Rs 3,000. The CZI said and disposed of the plea. Earlier on March 29, the UPSC had told the Delhi High Court that it will permit candidates from the hill districts of Manipur who have opted for Imphal as their examination center to change it, and that the state government will facilitate their travel. The commission has said such aspirants can choose any of the centers in Aizawl, Mizoram, Kohima, Nagaland, Shillong, Meghalaya, Dispur, Assam, Jorhat, Assam, Kolkata, West Bengal, and Delhi by making a request to change of examination center between April 8 and 19 through an email. The Union Public Service Commission's UPSC has said that since the Manipur government has expressed its inability to open examination centers in Charichampur and Kongpokpi, it was not feasible to open and operate examination venues there for the UPSC examination. Manipur plunged into violence in May 2023 over a High Court order directing the state government to consider including the non-tribal Meitei community in the list of scheduled tribes. This order led to rampant ethnic clashes. More than 160 people have been killed and several hundred injured since the ethnic violence first broke out in the state on May 3rd. when a tribal solidarity march was organized in the Hill districts to protest against the majority Métis community's demand for scheduled tribe status. The India Meteorological Department (IMD) has forecast isolated heavy rainfall likely to occur over Manipur and other northeastern states including Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Assam, Nagaland, and Meghalaya till today. The IMD also forecasts heat wave conditions over the northeast part of the country for the next few days. The IMD said that maximum temperature over northeast India is expected to increase gradually by about 2 to 4 degrees Celsius for the next 3 to 4 days. The Khuga Battalion 46 Assam Rifle visited KSO Community School Tuibung today and have an interactions program with the students under the theme A Day with Khuga Battalion. 41 students and 9 teachers took part in the interactions program. The students were transported to Khuga Battalion camp by the Khuga Battalion Assam Rifle 46 BN using the army bus. Lieutenant Colonel A.P. Yaskandari, 21C 46 Assam Rifle, welcomed the students and teachers for the interactions day and further gives a career guidance to the students under the topic Indian Armed Forces, which was followed by a quiz from the organizing committee. The Army's further organized lunch for the students and teachers. The students and teachers were later taken to the sports complex where various activities were conducted such as Jalebi race, dart competition, balloon games, tug of war, one-leg race, etc. Lieutenant Colonel A.P. Yaskandari, 21C 46 Assam Rifle, thanked the students and teachers for spending the day with them and later on distributed gifts to the students and schools as well. The teachers and students were dropped back to their school premises after the program. France Medical Missions International's FMMI and Manipur Evangelical Lutheran Church jointly conducts free medical camps in various relief camps in Lamka district today, the 18th of May 2024. This is the 5th time the FMMI conducted medical camp for the displaced people in Manipur. Despite the rainy weather, the FMMI and MELC conducted free medical camp at Youth Hostel Relief Camp in the morning, and in the afternoon, they conducted free medical camp at Bizang Lobuk Relief Camp and B. Isolon Relief Camp as well. The patients in the relief camps were given treatment by Dr. John Kingsley and Dr. Ram Kumar, Director, FMMI, and they also prescribed medications for the patients as per their sickness. 103 patients seek medical attentions at the Youth Hostel Relief Camp. Yesterday, the FMMI conducted free medical camp at Zomunuam Relief Camp. The FMMI team decided to return on the 20th of May, that is coming Monday. MELC Relief Secretary Reverend Kamin Tangteng, the FMMI team, for their Good Samaritan service. He further says that MELC and NGO groups had worked together to provide medications and healthcare facilities and other relief materials for the IDPs. Last week, they supplied clean drinking water to 11th Relief Camp. This clean drinking water distribution project was jointly carried out by Lutheran World Service India Trust, LWSIT Kolkata, and MELC. Clean drinking water was supplied to the following relief camps: Youth Hostel, 40,000 liters; Bizang Lobuk, 8,000 liters; Zomunuam, 12,000 liters; NECA Renkai, 23,000 liters; Ebenezer, CBCA, 16,000 liters; Isolon, ECA, 12,000 liters; ECA Kananving, 8,000 liters; Emmanuel Kopi, 12,000 liters; ECA Tuibong, 16,000 liters; Onkapving, 8,000 liters; and Kanva and Lanva TC Block, 36,000 liters respectively. The water was provided as per the number of IDPs in its relief game, and the water was provided for a period of 2 months subsistence. The quantity of water to be supplied per week was 23,500 liters, and for the next 2 months was 188,000 liters respectively. Coming to national news. Does the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP have a plan B in case it doesn't cross the majority mark in the Lok Sabha elections 2024? Well, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has the answer. Plan B needs to be made only when there is less than a 60% chances for Plan A to succeed. Shah said in an interview with news agency ANI. In the 543 members Lok Sabha, a party or a coalition needs to win at least majority mark of 272 seats, over 50% of 543, to be in power at the center. The BJP won 300 seats in 2019, while the National Democratic Alliance NDA, and that the BJP leads big 353 seats. I am certain that PM Modi will come to power with a thumping majority, Shah said in the interview. Most of the surveys have predicted a smooth win for the ruling party in the Lok Sabha elections 2024. Shah has been predicting thumping majority for the BJP in series of interviews that he has given in the middle of elections season. He even predicted a huge victory for the Saffron Party in southern states, where it has struggled to make inroads other than in Karnataka. We are moving to a big victory in the 4 southern states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu, Shah told NDTV in a recent interview. The fate of 379 constituencies spread across 23 states and union territories is now decided after the commencement of polling in 4 phases of May 13. The remaining 3 phases of polling will be held on May 20, May 25, and June. First, the counting of votes for all 7 phases of Lok Sabha elections will take place on June 4th. The BJP-led National Democratic Alliance (NDA), which is seeking a record 3rd term under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has set a target of winning 400 seats this election. The ruling alliance is challenged by the opposition party led by the Congress under the banner of the India Bloc. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Friday likened the situations in the country to that in Russia and in an indirect jab at PM Modi. He added that India has been going through a very dangerous phase. Speaking at an India Bloc rally at Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex BKC, he said, "Currently, the conditions in the country are very dangerous. Putin is Russia's president. Putin either sent all rival leaders to jail or got them killed, and then conducted the elections and got 87% of the votes. In Bangladesh, elections happened recently. All the opposition leaders were arrested, and Sheikh Hasina won in the elections. In the Pakistan elections, Imran Khan, the country's senior most leader, was jailed. His party was destroyed. His party symbol was snatched, and elections were conducted," he added. Modi ji, after learning from Bangladesh in Pakistan, is trying to replicate the same thing here in the country in India, the Delhi Chief Minister said. Notably, he was granted bail by the Supreme Court in a money laundering case linked to the now scrapped Delhi liquor policy on May 10. After nearly 50 days of imprisonment in Tihar jail, "They put me in jail." Former Delhi Deputy CM Manish Sisodia was put in jail. The Congress party's bank account was attached. "This is how you will contest and win polls," he said, adding that it is a sign of cowardness. The 13 Lok Sabha seats of Maharashtra, including 6 in Mumbai, will vote on May 20th, in the 5th and last phase of polls. Meanwhile, Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge said at the rally that there was an undercurrent against the Modi-led government, and that is why the PM is afraid. Modi was not paying attention to employment generations and controlling inflation, he claimed. NCP SP chief Sarath Pawar said on these occasions that Maharashtra knows that Shiv Sena founder Bal Thackeray helped Modi in his difficult times, but the Prime Minister has forgotten that now. Coming to international news. The Russian attacks on nearly a dozen villages in the Kharkiv sector of northeast Ukraine threaten a major breakthrough at the opening of a rolling summer offensive. The situation is described by Ukrainians as dynamic, and President Volodymyr Zelensky has swiftly replaced his Kharkiv commander. The European and American Western allies seemed only partly aware of what Ukrainian defeat may bring. Though Rishi Sunak and Emmanuel Macron have begun to sound the alarm, victory around Kharkiv won't bring peace. More likely, we face a very hot summer and a wider war. Ukraine's forces are still short on the ammunition and weaponry they asked for all winter. The new supplies of shells, drones, and electronic warfare kit won't be there in quantity for weeks. More significant, perhaps, has been President Biden's prohibitions about providing missiles that can strike into Russian territory. This meant Russian forces could walk across the border into the Kharkiv area almost unopposed. It also does little to mitigate Russia's dominance in the close air battle over the front lines. There are new combinations of drones, old-fashioned glide bombs launched from the bombers way back over Russian territory, and a new power in electronic warfare is given them in the initiative. The most powerful indicator that Vladimir Putin is planning a long war is the change made at the top in the Kremlin. Sergei Shoigu has been shifted sideways and replaced as defense minister by Andrei Belousov, an economist with expertise in the digital economy and promoting cutting-edge industrial innovations, including the production of drones. Shoigu was a military, either being an engineer appointed by Putin in 2012 to clean up rampant defense sector corruptions. He didn't do well. Instead, Moscow has just fired his deputy on corruption grounds. Belousov is there to make the war economy run and run for years and push innovations in the new tools of cyber and hybrid warfare, developing the use of artificial intelligence, integrating new North Korean, Chinese, and Iranian missiles, and the autonomous weaponry now appearing on the battlefront. Confrontations with the West will be as much on and below the sea, in space and cyberspace. Russia sees itself as a global maritime power, and in pushing back not only in the Baltic and Black Sea, but Arctic, the Red Sea, Gulf, and Indian Ocean, where its ship has been exercising with Chinese, Iranian, Pakistan, and Indian units. More telling was the report of continuous cyber incursions and attacks, continuous surveillance of vulnerable offshore and underwater assets, communications cables, oil and gas pipelines, and terminals, wind farms. Coalitions with Russia is sure to be exploited by China to its own aggressive advantage. Meeting the new global security has put defense firmly into this autumn's elections debates. France police have killed a man after a synagogue was set on fire in the northwestern city of Rouen. The man was armed with a knife and a metallic tool and was shot after he threatened officers, the Rouen prosecutors said. Rouen Mayor Nicolas Meyer-Rossignol said the attack on the synagogue did not just affect the Jewish community, but the entire city was battered and in shock. French report says the suspect was Algerian and was appealing against an order to leave France. Police were called at around 4:45 GMT, after smoke was seen rising from the synagogue. The attacker climbed on a large waistband and threw a petrol bomb through a small window, setting the synagogue alight. 2 police officers reached the scene fast. After the man was spotted on security cameras, the suspect was on the roof of the synagogue when they arrived, according to the prosecutors. After threatening the pair, he threw a chisel at them before jumping down to the ground, brandishing a 25-centimeter 10-iron knife. The officer opened fire 5 times, hitting the individual 4 times, said Roy Public Prosecutor Frederick Taylor, explaining that he had seen the footage on the security cameras. Firefighters at the scene eventually brought the fire under control inside the synagogue in the historic center of the city. There appeared to be no victims other than the armed man, the mayor said. The maze inside the synagogue has been described as significant. "I'm really upset. It's catastrophic," said Natasha Behaim, the head of Rowan's Jewish community of some 150 families. The walls and furniture has been left blackened by the fire, although the Torah scrolls, the holy books, did not come to any harm. Inspecting the damage inside the synagogue, Rabbi Samuel Lubaki said the city's small community was devastated by the attack. The message the community needs to hear is, we mustn't give up. We must be able to practice our Judaism in complete freedom. Anti-Semites cannot destroy us, he told BFM TV. So we're asking the community to light the candles this Sabbath evening and come to the synagogue if you can. Mr. Taylor said 2 investigations were underway into an arson attack on a place of worship and into the use of a police weapon outside the building. Although the officer was currently in custody, the prosecutor said that video footage indicated he had used his gun according to conditions allowed by Internal Security Court. Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin visited the synagogue and praised police for their fast response and their courage in tackling the attacker. "I want to reiterate on this Sabbath evening that at the Interior Ministry we are extremely determined to protect France's entire Jewish community wherever they are, and that they must practice their religion without fear." Little is known about the suspected attacker, who was not carrying any form of identity at the time. French media reported he was 29 years old, Algerian, who was in the process of appealing against an expulsion order from French authorities. The Indian government on Saturday asked its citizens in Kyrgyzstan to stay indoors amid reports of attacks on foreign students and protests by locals in Bishkek on Friday night over concerns about a growing number of migrants from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Egypt, and other countries. "We are in touch with our students. The situation is presently calm, but students are advised to stay indoors for the moment and get in touch with the embassy in case of any issue. Our 24/7 contact number is 0555 710041, the Indian consulate said on X. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar also advised students to stay in regular touch with the embassy, monitoring the welfare of Indian students in Bishkek. Situation is reportedly calm now. Strongly advise students to stay in regular touch with the embassy, he said. Although 15,000 Indian students are estimated to be in Kyrgyzstan. As per reports, an altercation took place between local students and foreign students at a hostel on May 30th, after which the people started gathering on Friday to show dissatisfaction with what they alleged was the lax treatment of foreigners involved in the fight. However, police said 3 foreigners were detained on suspicions of hooliganism. The AKI Press News outlet reported. It said the suspects appeared in the video apologizing for the fight and saying they would accept their punishment. While the Kyrgyz government has said that the situation has been brought under control, police in riot gear remain deployed in part of Kyrgyzstan capital overnight as large crowds gathered in anger over the alleged fight between locals and foreign nationals. The crowds milled around some interactions of Bishkek for hours before dispersing early Saturday, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs said the situation was stable. There are no casualties and injuries among nationals of Kyrgyzstan and foreign nationals, the Interior Ministry said. Meanwhile, Pakistan has also issued a similar advisory for students, asking them to stay indoors. While some posts on social media claim that 3 Pakistani students were killed in the attack, the government has said that they have not received a report of any deaths yet. The Pakistan embassy said that the matter escalated after videos of a fight between Kyrgyz and Egyptian students on May 13 went viral online on Friday. The mob targeted hostels of medical universities in Bishkek, which are inhabited by students from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Pakistan's Kyrgyzstan consulate wrote in a post on X, so far, a few hostels of medical universities in Bishkek and private residences of international students, including Pakistanis, have been attacked. The hostels are inhabited by students from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. There have been reports of light injuries to several students from Pakistan. Despite social media posts about alleged death and rape of Pakistani students, so far we have not received any confirmed report, it added. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.